y'all, this is Jamie. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be testing out an eyeshadow palette that I just got from Target from the brand Color Story. This is the Mirage Eyeshadow palette. But before we get into that, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I upload a new video every Wednesday and Saturday. And make sure to give this a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. All right, so as most of my stories start out, I was in Target. It's either usually Target or Walmart. I was in Target the other day and I stopped by the makeup section and I saw a whole section for this brand called Color Story. Now, I had heard about Color Story, but not much. I had just heard the name and I had never seen Color Story in my Target before. This is the Mirage eyeshadow palette. So they had, I think there were 5 or 6 different ones. This one was just the one that appealed to me the most. I think I typically enjoy eyeshadow palettes that have both wearable and really fun shades, kind of all in one. So as you can see here, we've got some very wearable shades in these like browns and tans. And then you've got some pops of color that make it a bit more fun. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so like I said before, this is from the brand Color Story. It is the Mirage Pressed Pigment Palette. It is $9.99 and all of their eyeshadow palettes are $9.99. Looks like this on the front, and inside we've got all of the shades. It had a little plastic protective sheet on it. It's got a pretty nice sized mirror. Then if you turn it around, this is actually what I really like about the packaging, is that not only does it have the shade names on the back so that you can see, but it also has the actual colors. Luckily, this one, when I went to buy it, I could open it and look at the colors inside, but I know some eyeshadow palettes you can't do that. They're like sealed shut, and then they just have like the names on the back, and so this I think is a better visual. And another cool thing about this is that this product is not tested on animals. We're gonna go ahead and test this out. Now, I have not played with this at all, so I don't really know the quality of the shadows, if they're pigmented, if they're dusty, if they're creamy, if they're smooth, anything like that. So this does have a mixture of mattes and shimmers. So we've got one shade right here. This is the shade Sand. That's more of a satin finish. Then we have 8 shades that are shimmer and then 7 that are matte. So you've got a nice mix. All right, so I think I have an idea. I kind of want to, and these are kind of colors that I don't venture into very often, but I kind of want to use these shades right here, these 4. I am going to go ahead, I did go ahead and prime my eyelids. I used the Nars concealer stick, and then I set it with the HD finishing powder from NYX. So I am first going to go into the shade St. Bart's, and I am going to put that in my crease. Okay, so it's not super pigmented. It's not bad pigment. It's pretty decent amount. So I am going to go in with a bit more of a precise crease brush. I'm going to go in with that same color. I just want to get a bit more of a precise blending. I think I can confidently say I'm not a huge fan of this color. Alright, so moving on. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the shade Mainland, and I'm going to darken up the outer corner with that. Okay. So it is, I don't know, it is a tad bit patchy and difficult to blend. Like you can see right there, there's like a big spot right here that is just not laying down pigment, and I don't usually have that problem. Okay, so I did manage to blend it out. I still think it's slightly patchy, especially on this eye. I don't know what's going on. It's not as bad on this eye. So I did also take the shade Papaya, and I used that as a transition shade. So I put that kind of above my crease, above that green shade, to kind of blend that out. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I am going to take the shade Riviera, and I am going to put that I don't know. We'll see. So far, not so good. I didn't get much on my brush going into it. This is a dry brush, so let's see. Yeah, there's not much to write home about. So I'm gonna try it with my finger. If that still doesn't work, I'll try to wet the brush. Okay, okay. That worked. That worked. Ooh, yeah. That's so much better. I was really thinking that was not gonna work. It's more of a like true blue than I thought it would be. Kind of like an aqua blue. I thought it was gonna be more of a green blue. Okay, so I was getting very frustrated. It was partially because of the actual eyeshadows and the quality of the eyeshadows, and it was partially because I was getting frustrated with the choices I decided to make with those shades. So I decided to just take it all off and try again. I'm gonna go in kind of a completely different direction. So, because I liked that papaya shade a lot, I am gonna go into that one, papaya right here. And I am just gonna put that through my crease. So I actually really like that shade. I liked it before when I used it, but I thought maybe it was just because that was on top of other shades. But now using it by itself, I really like this one. It blended out really easily. It's not patchy. We are going to keep going, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Jet Setter, and I'm going to darken up my outer corners with that. I like that one too. Yeah, that one I didn't have any problems with either. Now, I don't know if this is because these are lighter shades than the one I was using before, but I like these. All right, so I'm just gonna do one more shade, and then we're going to bring this to a close. So I'm gonna go into the shade Sahara up here, and we are going to put that all over the lid. Ooh. So that shade almost completely redeemed the palette for me. Actually, I loved all of the shades that I used for this look right here. I don't know if that's just because this is more my comfort zone, and maybe I just wasn't liking how I looked with these shades right here. So eyeshadow is on. I'm gonna go ahead off camera, put the rest of my makeup on, and then I will be right back and I'll give my final review of this palette. Alright, so I am back, full makeup on. So I did a couple more things to my eyes. For the lower lash line, I did go in with the shimmer shade that I used, Sahara. And then for the inner corners and to highlight the brow bones, I went in with the shade Sand. Both really pretty shades. Sand isn't super pigmented though, so I did have to kind of go in a couple of times on those. As far as the palette, I'm kind of iffy on it because I feel like it had some shades that were very nice, very pigmented, very pretty, like this one that I have, like Sahara, like the papaya shade, that was that matte coral shade. I actually love that one. I loved those shades that I used, but as you saw before, the initial shades that I used, not so much. I actually really didn't like them, ended up completely taking them off of my eyes and starting over. The shimmer shades definitely have different textures. So the shade Sahara right here and Heat, those definitely are a little more chunky, but I think they have more color payoff. Whereas shades like Leshly right here and Mirage, as well as Riviera up here, those are more like true shimmer shades, but they don't have as much color payoff. So I'm still a little iffy about this palette. I will definitely try it out a little bit more. Not a bad price at $9.99, especially since you are getting 16 shades. It's not the best eyeshadow palette I have tried. It's not the best drugstore eyeshadow palette I have tried. It has very pretty colors though, very unique colors. So I do think it's worth buying. So that is it for today's video. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel before you leave and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I upload a new video every Wednesday and Saturday. Also make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and would like to see more product reviews. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye y'all!